friends, Mark Holmes here. As always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Well, it doesn't work without you all, but one thing you can't say about me. You can say a lot of things about me, but not working is definitely not one of them. I won't say it's the best work in the world, but I'm truly always working, and I'm planning on changing that anytime soon. Trying to get as much stuff done here today before tomorrow. I got surgery, and I don't know how well I'm going to be getting around while after the surgery, and so trying to get as much finished here. I've looking it up. They say 1 to 2 weeks of no driving, depending on if you have to wear a brace or not. And once you're off pain meds, in fact, I got 3 prescriptions that they already prescribed for me, including one. It's the first time I've ever had them ask me for my driver's license and everything else, because apparently one of the pain pills is a narcotic. So you know about how much I want to take that, about slim and none. I'm not one to like to take pills. I gotta be really, really in bad shape to take something for pain. But we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that I won't be laid up for long, because I got too much stuff to do in life, and I ain't got time to waste. I ain't got time for the pain. So, interesting piece. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. In some regards, depending on how you look at this, you can say that they're going to be screwed, or that they actually made a great move, because they have so many players that are on the last year of their deal. Literally. We've got like 33 or 34 players that at the end of this year, they're going to either need to be let go or get a new contract. One way or the other, it's coming to a head. And so one way you look at that is, generally speaking, players, and I'm not saying that they do this intentionally, but it seems like players end up playing really, really well on those contract years. Let's take Jason Hatcher, for example. Jason Hatcher never had more than 5 sacks a season. In fact, his first, I think, 6 or 7 years with the Cowboys, he averaged 3.5 sacks a season. Contract year comes through, he gets 11. 11 sacks. The Cowboys say, hey, appreciate you, bro, but we can't afford you. And they let him go to Washington, where he signed a 2-year, $27 million contract, and proceeded to go back to the few sacks that he had in previous years. Yeah. Take Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn came here on a 1-year deal, waning in his career after having, I think, 7 sacks or 6 sacks the year before. He posts 11, and he gets a big, fat, juicy, and I mean juicy, $75 million 5-year deal with the Bears. And the Bears right now are saying, oh, what were we thinking? Because he had 1 sack last year. Enter the man-child, Vosh's buddy, Randy Gregory, who is dirt cheap right now. He is on the last year of his deal. He's got this 1-year deal left. And Randy Gregory's interesting. Randy, of course, who had made the mistake of being busted for marijuana at the combine. A lot of y'all say, you know what? He's just addicted to weed, man. You know, hold up, stop right there. I can tell you that a lot of players smoke weed. They just don't get caught. Gregory's transgression was getting caught. Jake Long, NFL Man of the Year, admitted after he stopped playing that basically, you know, after April 20th, you're going to be tested. So what do? You don't smoke weed in April. You stay away from it. You don't pass the Dutchie from the left-hand side or the right until after the test. Once you pass the test, you don't get tested again till the following year. So here's the thing that's kind of funny. Randy Gregory, because he got the protocol, got tested on a weekly basis. The fact that, oh, my knee is killing me. Oh. The fact that Randy Gregory was only getting busted once or twice a year, he was probably smoking less weed than Chris Long. But Chris Long wasn't in the protocol. Chris Long didn't have to get tested. Chris Long was okay. All right. Randy Gregory's been suspended more than guys that have had domestic assaults, drunk drivings and accidents and everything else. But be that as it may, Randy Gregory is in a contract year. Randy Gregory did something that most players don't do. When the Cowboys gambled on him and took him in the second round, Randy Gregory got a tattoo of the Dallas Cowboys on his arm because he was all in on the Cowboys. Most guys, they look at it as a job. I'm an independent contractor, okay? I work for whoever's going to pay me the most money. Kind of like a doctor doesn't get too emotionally tied to his patients because then he can't make life and death decisions because he cares about the person. Randy's not that guy. Randy Gregory just reiterated that it's crazy that he's still on his rookie contract that's been extended, but understands he has a lot to do with it. He understands that if he plays well, he'll get the contract that he hopes for, and that he loves being a Dallas Cowboy and doesn't want to go anywhere. Now, as a player, or as anybody, when it comes to negotiations, the last thing you want is for people to know your true intent. If you are buying a car, your greatest strength is to being able to say, you know what, I don't need a car tomorrow. I can walk away. Because as you're walking away, they're either going to call you on the phone and say, hey, come on back in, or they're going to say, wait, let me go talk to the manager, because they don't want you to leave. That is your strength in negotiating. Randy Gregory's already said, I want to be here. I love being a Dallas Cowboy, and if everything goes right for me, I work and play the way I believe I'm going to play, I'll be fine. Now, the bigger question is, because the Dallas Cowboys stood by him, and make no mistake about it, as many times as he's been suspended and stuff, we had Cowboy fans that were always saying, get rid of this guy. He's a bum, man. He'd rather smoke weed than play football. And a lot of people will equate him much like they do David Irving. But there's a big difference in my mind of him versus David Irving. Randy Gregory was never arrogant. Randy Gregory was never a guy that was, you know, one of those that said, I got more talent than most people just rolling out of bed and not wanting to practice. He never got into any problems other than he liked to smoke weed. And we hear that, of course, he's bipolar and used that weed to help to deal with it. And it's kind of funny that now the NFL no longer tests. In fact, the NFL is having $1 million grants to companies to try and figure out pain relief or pain management. I dare say David Irving should be talking to the NFL about one of those grants because, you know, passing the Dutchie seems to help. We'll see what happens with Randy Gregory. I'm interested to see how well he plays in the 3-4 base defense where he's going to be standing up. And I look at this team in general ready to rock and roll and to make some noise because so many guys are trying to get paid and to make up for last year. Looks a whole lot better than before I came in here. What do you think, Mike?
Well, at least the fan works.
Fan definitely works. All right, at least we ain't got to replace that fan. Whew. Wish me luck. We got about 3.5 hours till our meeting with the city. And I got less than 24 hours till I get the knee worked on. I'm Mark Holmes, of course, with my #1 son, Michael Anthony Fitness, Reactions, and...
Or you can look up, they changed it now.
To what?
So now on YouTube it says MAF Reactions, parentheses, Michael Anthony Fitness.
You got both. What about the gig? The gig economy stuff, that's not in the title too?
That's my business though, it's not YouTube.
I'm so confused.
MAF Gig Economy is my gig economy business that I'm working on getting a business license once I get my taxes paid off.
All right. That being said, I'm gonna go sit down for a minute because my knee's killing me and paint the hallway. But it's coming along. Whew. It's gonna be a nice office tonight. This is actually this is a 4-bedroom unit. This place is big. Peace.